Okay, let's see what we can do with this silly one. So what are we going to do with it for this? Horizontally, it's going to be... Actually, we're going to leave that till we get the original, because we normally don't make very good guesstimates like so. So we're going to do something interesting with it. Oh, it didn't beep. For some reason, the photocopier didn't beep. Sometimes strange things happen to the photocopier and myself. Sometimes buttons freeze up when I'm using some of the, especially the older equipments. Sometimes I've had machines seize up. So yeah. Right, let's see what we have and what we're going to do with it. It is a wristband. I think it's for a concert or it's with the establishment. It's a rich person's bar. It's a real posh sort of a place where rich fucks go and get pissed and shitted off. I've got no respect for and the name establishment really pisses me off because it makes me think of the establishment in this world, like the industries, like the photocopier industry is basically a form of establishment, and it's just so shitty, and I just have no time for it. I don't bother. I'm not a fangirl anymore. I don't follow the industry. I want to build a better photocopier one day, but at the moment I just want to blow raspberries at the establishment. So I don't care what the photocopier industry thinks of me. They can go fuck themselves. All of the companies that make photocopiers in this world, they can go sit on this and gyrate. I couldn't give a flying fuck about them. They don't give a flying fuck about us. So they can go fuck themselves. And I'll tell them they can go fuck themselves. Bitches. Stupid cunts. I've got such colourful language for them. I just don't have any kind of respect anymore for the industry. The industry just doesn't draw any respect whatsoever. This is not an easy one to make, this one. But the establishment in the photocopy industry, it must go. It must change and no longer be what it is, a shit. Now that looks interesting. I quite like the lime green we've got here. Wondering if we're going to... I was thinking of making this into a dual colour job, but I'm actually thinking it's more colourful now, like my foul language to the industry that I once loved and revered, the photocopier industry. So I no longer respect them anymore. The industry can go fuck itself. There's no longer any sense of respect or reverement for them anymore. They never gave me any fucking respect. Oh, some of the people in the industry did, but basically I had some ideas for Xerox, and Xerox just weren't interested in my fucking ideas. This was back in the year 1990, so I don't have any respect for companies like that anymore. I don't have any, they just don't have any new ideas. Anyway, they never make anything new. All the buttons and all the features that you have on these equipments doesn't seem to change. We don't see new features in that anymore like we used to. And I say that they got rid of all the talented people in the R&D lab and replaced the others with hired monkeys. Monkey brains, as I call them. Their IQ isn't adequate for the job that they've been given. So this is what we've just done there. I think we can make this into a mirror image. So I have a real disrespect for the kind of people that they have in the R&D lab, who I just notice don't produce any new features. They change the kind of functionality of the screen, like they tinker around the edges, but they can never replace real talent, raw passion and talent that once was a part of the industry, which has now been superseded by hired monkeys. I'm sorry, folks. I have no respect for this status quo, so I'll name call as much as I consider necessary or desirable. I don't have any respect. I'm absolutely disillusioned with these hired monkeys, and basically they're making equipment that lasts only 5 years instead of 10 years or more. So I'm not happy with the status quo of the industry. So I say fuck you all, bitches. Go fucking eat bananas, because you're fucking monkeys. They pay bananas for monkeys. So, but if they try to hire real talent like they had in the early 90s, well, they'd have to pay for more in their salaries. And that's really not fucking fair. And there's all these talented people going begging, and they can't come back to the industry. The industry has discarded them. It's not fucking fair, folks, that people who basically were the lifeblood of the industry have now been discarded in favour of monkeys. Honestly. It goes to show that there's a load of monkey business going on, but we never get to see what exactly happens, because the photocopier in the R&D labs are really hush-hush, top secret. But it's not like they've got anything really new and exciting to plagiarise or to steal, should I say. They're not that smart, these monkeys. Let's see how we go with this. Okay, that's that. Unfortunately, that's gone away from the edge. Wondering where the middle of this job is going to be. See, I'm wondering where we're going to make this the middle of the job. That's going to be the middle. It's not the greatest. You can't expect much from the establishment anyway, even when you're photocopying like this. But, you can't expect anything new from trained monkeys. I love calling them monkeys, because I just have no respect for them. They don't give us any respect, so we don't respect them. I reserve the right to call them any fucking name that I desire. I have to vent my rage. So let's see how we go. This is not going to be a really good demo. This is really shit. But maybe it's because I've been talking too much about fucking monkeys that I'm not doing a very good job. So the IQ appears to be 110, which is the upper end of normal, which is not acceptable for a job where you're programming things and you're trying to make things different. The only thing that changes is physicalities and appearances. It's all smoke and mirrors, folks. You don't see any brand new features. So these people are not creative enough to work in the industry efficiently and effectively. They're not good enough, and yet they still get the pay packet and all the perks that they get. And the people who really care about the industry probably don't even work. They're probably so upset that they just can't move into another job. There's probably not enough jobs for them anyway. They're probably too old. But anyway, that's a bit of a minimalist piece and a bit of a criticism of the establishment. So now I think we can go now and call this quits.